Hey guys, Abby here. How are you guys doing today? Today I bring you a comment that I got from one of our videos where we were talking about male chastity, that of which we've discussed numerous times. Um, and I had someone make a comment saying that chastity would never work for him because he's totally asexual and aromantic. Um, so I will read the comment here and I will give you my response. We have Newports today. It says, it appears for all of this to work, meaning chastity, there has to be some sexual desire or sexual ability present. My issue is that I am totally asexual and aromantic. I don't need a chastity because I never get hard and never masturbate. I also have never felt any sexual attraction to anyone either. I used to masturbate a little as more of a release back in my teens, but by high school it all stopped. Never had tango, never had a girlfriend, and in 6 months I turned 60. So none of the attraction or chastity ideas work or even apply to me. Even though listening to these posts, I wish they did, as it sounds very exciting and interesting. Well, first, I guess I need to start off with I feel like I need to give a definition of asexual and aromantic so that people can understand what exactly it is we're talking about. An asexual is someone who is not involved anyway in sexual activity, feelings, or associations, and is not sexual in any way. An aromantic is a person who has no interest in or desire for a romantic relationship. The difference between the two is that aromanticism is about the romantic kind, while those who identify as asexual don't experience sexual attraction. There definitely is some overlap with these two, but there are so many people who only identify as one or the other. I'm sorry, my neighbors are doing yard work. Clearly, you can hear that in the background. Good Lord. Um, anyway, in looking at this and reading about this, it led me to the question, and reading this comment is, can you, being an asexual or aromantic, can you even have a relationship? And how does that work? What does that look like? So I found an article that said the answer was yes. You can have a relationship with someone who is asexual or aromantic. Obviously, communication is key. There are some asexual couples that are actually capable of having sex despite the lack of sexual attraction. However, some cannot, and in some instances, they engage in a polyamorous relationship to ensure that both partners' needs are being met. Um, with open and honest discussions, being had, you can determine what boundaries need set, what expectations are involved, um, you know, with all parties involved. Um, Doing anything less would be setting your relationship up for failure. Um, some things to consider when having these discussions are to understand each other's point of view. Um, refrain from thinking that asexuality has something to do with you, the partner who is not asexual. Um, don't try to change each other. That's another important thing. Talk about your needs. Define what your relationship goals are together, um, and how you want to go about accomplishing those goals. Um, and be honest about how you feel. Um, and doing so, you can determine other ways to be intimate in your relationship, be it kissing or cuddling or whatever, and just not pressuring that person for sex. Um, be sure to let them know what your needs are. And as well as, you know, constantly working at it and keeping the lines of communication open, and your relationship with a partner who is asexual or aromantic can be very fulfilling for both. Um, Aromantic people, sometimes they can feel love, but they feel it in a different way. Um, like love for a family member or friends or even a partner. Um, However, they don't really engage in the traditional romanticism. Um, they can have normal relationships, normal marriages, normal sexual relationships, children, family, the whole gamut. Um, However, they just lack in the romance department. Um, Asexuals and aromantics are often confused with each other. In some aspects, they are similar, but in other aspects, they are very different. And I think that is kind of clear, especially when they say that aromantics can have marriages and they can feel love for family and friends and partners, but just not in a romantic sort of way. Um, and they can have sexual relationships with their partners. So, with all of that information, um, they're very two different types of persons, people, um, and some can be both, and some can be one or the other. The biggest piece of advice I would have, again, you all know I'm a fan of it, open and honest conversation. It is a must. It is a absolute must. Be true to yourself and be true to your partner. Um, and not just one conversation, multiple conversations. Keep it going. Um, Continue going with that throughout your relationships, because You know, it's going to keep your relationship going. It's going to make it a successful relationship. Um, you know, I do agree with our subscriber here that the male chastity for someone like this may not be a solution for someone of this nature, um, just because they don't have those feelings, those sexual desires. Um, you know, do any of you, anyone else out there know of anybody that's like this, or do you have a partner like this? Or are you yourself like this? What do you do to make it work? Do you have a partner? Do you just go it alone and that's that? How does your partner make it, you and your partner make it work? Let us know what hasn't worked for you. Leave it all in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. I found this to be a very interesting subject. So thank you to our subscriber for leaving that in the comments. That's something kind of new on me that I was able to learn. And I was glad that I could bring it all to you. Hopefully that enlightens you and you've learned something new as well. And that is all I have for today. Thank you guys all, as always, for being here. And we will see you guys soon. Bye.